What's up, y'all? It's Jake, Z Num Nums, coming at you from my living room with what I hope is to be fairly brief. This is VR for Doc Bravo's 400 subscriber giveaway. Congratulations, man. I stumbled upon your channel a couple months ago, I think. Somewhere along the line, I saw you cooking that fish on the grill, and I was intrigued. I don't watch as often as I should, probably, but I enjoy what I do watch. So, to jump straight into it. Oh, hi. Perfect. Well, good timing, buddy. So, for his giveaway, he asked for a little story about man's best friend, our definition of it. That could be a lot of things. I'm going to take a traditional route. And today I would like to tell you the story of my best friend, Duncan. Duncan and I met, what was that, about 3 or 4 years ago. I was living in a small town in Tennessee, working a job I didn't like. Finally had an apartment on my own, living by myself, just working all the time. Didn't have much of a social life, not much for friends. And a guy I worked with, he kept saying, you know, you should get a dog, you should get a dog. I kept saying no, He's like, you live alone, you know, you work all the time, you should probably have a friend. And I just kept saying no. He kept showing me pictures, and, you know, there was a deposit that I didn't think I could afford at my apartment, and it had been a couple years since my Labrador passed, and I had him for about, 13 years. He died a few months after my dad did. I wasn't really ready for a dog again. He brought him over once, and little turd fell asleep right on my chest, which is the same way that I fell in love with Marshall. But I said no, and the guy from work, he bothered me a couple weeks later. He's like, man, this is the last time I'll ask, but I think you should take the dog. I broke down. I finally did. And a few weeks later, this little ball of fluff came to me in a kennel, a little carrier. He was pretty much pure white then. He didn't have any of this coloring on him yet. He was about the size of a softball, and he was absolutely covered in fleas, and chewed up from them, and chewed up from himself, and chewed up from other dogs, and stressed out from being around too many people. The guy I worked with wasn't the greatest guy. He had good intentions, I guess, but overcrowded and underfed. And he's a neurotic little feller. He came to me with the name Lucky, which I've never much cared for that name. And this was about 2015. Blackhawks were in their playoff run. I think it was against Tampa Bay Lightning. It was in the last game, and me and this little feller were hanging out in the living room, and watching the game, and I decided whoever scored the final winning goal to win the Stanley Cup was going to be his namesake. Patrick Kane actually scored the first goal, but the final goal was scored by Duncan Keith, and so it was decided. His name was Duncan, and I figured it was an easier segue to go from being called Lucky to Duncan than Kaner or Patrick or anything like that. And he took to it pretty well. And he and I have been through some shit. We've been some places. We left Tennessee and we came here to Chicago. And we've been to the beach. Remember going to Florida? Remember going to the Gulf? I made you swim and you ran away. He doesn't like water. He likes long naps and pizza crust. Who doesn't? But he's about 3 years old. I don't know when he was born, so his birthday was decided to be December 19th when I had some friends' kids over and they asked me when his birthday was. I didn't know what it was, so I just made it up the day they were over. So he's a neurotic little thing. He shakes when he's cold, he shakes when he's excited, he shakes when he shakes when he's got a shit. He's a weird little boy. He likes to try to crawl straight up my ass when it's cold. He'll end up hogging the bed because when we're sleeping I don't want to roll over and crush him. So I always end up going further to one end. And I always wake up with him right in the small of my back. So that's a story of my best friend. And I hope to have him around for many more years as my life keeps going on. I hope he stays in it for a while. You don't plan on going anywhere soon, do you, buddy? I didn't think so. Alright, go on then. Well, I guess he does plan on going somewhere. Alright, well that's it, man. That's the story of my best friend. I hope that helps. I hope this helps push a few more people your way of my tiny subscribership and amount of viewers, but you know, hey, that's all I got for you. Again, congrats. Anyone else, thanks for watching. Go check out Doc Bravo's channel. He's a cool dude. So until next time, y'all take care, stay hungry. Catch you later.